All right, check this one out. Married teacher caught unclothed. She was caught naked in car with student. Yeah, a married teacher caught naked in car with a student. This kind of reminds me of that episode of Law and Order Criminal Intent. Yeah, season 6, episode 2. Yeah, I remember that one. Called True Love. I remember that one. Yeah, check it out.
Married school teacher caught inside of a vehicle with a naked minor. Put up the picture full mass.
Here it is.
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Her name is Erin Ward.
Erin Ward. E-R-I-N.
School teacher working as a substitute was found with no clothes in a car with an underage student who then attempted to flee the scene.
Whoa!
When being caught, but crashed and then ran away in his underwear.
What?
The Douglas County Sheriff's Office confirmed via the New York Post. Erin Ward is 45 years of age. She was charged with felony sexual abuse by a school employee after being caught by police with a 17-year-old student from a high school in Omaha where she, in fact, worked. Authorities received a call about a suspicious vehicle parked on a dead end around 3 a.m. last week. Remember, this is a married school teacher at the institution with millions watching. And many. Ward and the child were found in the back seat, at which point the minor panicked, scrambled to the front seat, attempted to drive off. WOWT reports locally. The car was found crashed about 2 blocks away before the teenager ran away in his underwear. Ward was getting dressed in the back seat of the vehicle when police found it at the second location and allegedly confessed to having sex with a teenager. The substitute teacher had the Omaha Public Schools identification with her at the time. So they readily identified that this was an educator. And she admitted that she actually worked in various schools within the district. She's a floating substitute, they would say, including Burke High School, where the child was later identified as a student, according to KLKN. The child was later found by police hiding in the yard while only wearing underwear and a t-shirt. The vehicle was reported to have belonged to Ward and her husband, her spouse. Okay? Now, number one, we've talked about this before and indisputable, how individuals who are monsters like this person, put up the picture full mass. In my opinion, this is a monster. This is a predator. And predators will seek jobs of public trust in order to perpetuate the con and manipulation that leads to what we're talking about in this segment. The fact that she's a substitute teacher at 45 who floats to multiple schools as her profession means that the authorities have to investigate her background at every single institution. I do not believe that this is her first time having dealings with a minor. 3 a.m., naked in a vehicle that is registered in the name of your spouse and you. All right. Unfortunately, the 17-year-old will have some psychological issues that we'll have to work through. And there's this toxic,
that young man's gonna have to get counseling therapy.
Sentiment sometimes that says, oh, well, you know, he's a young man. No, he's a child. He's a child who now has had a significant barrier broken between an adult that should be his advocate and himself, okay? That's going to weigh on him in the future if it doesn't weigh on him currently today. And the trauma of having to run from the police, he got into an accident, could have harmed himself or killed himself, and he's hiding like he committed a crime. No, he's the victim. He committed no crime. She should have been running in her underwear. All right, Mr. Mayor, thoughts here.
Listen, I am, in a very serious note, that there are people about this story going around saying exactly what you were saying, that this is a young man. And I don't care in some states that 17 is legal. It is still illegal for somebody in power,
that's right,
someone who's a mandatory reporter about things that harm children, to act in this manner. So it's that exertion of that power, it's the manipulating of that. And you know what? It brings me back to a story also, Doc, that I have friends that were, when they were younger, selling drugs, and the DA would trump up the charges, add other charges. And the way they got them was not for selling drugs, they got them for tax evasion, because these boys paid their child support on time every month but never had a job. And that's how they got them. So I'm saying, why they ain't trumping up the charge on her? She's a mandatory reporter. She didn't report that she was having sex with this minor. So that should be a charge as well, on top of all the other things that she get charged with. This is a selfish, you called her a monster. This is a selfish monster, because she didn't care not about this child's welfare, not that she was having sex with this child in public, indecent.
No. The only thing people like monsters like that predators and pedophiles, what is the one thing they always care about? What is the one thing they always care about, having said time and time before? Their own sexual gratification. They don't care who they hurt. They don't care whom they traumatize. As long as they get their jollies off and they get their sexual gratification and their fix. Like a junkie getting their fix off of drugs.
This exposure. Not that she's married and her husband could have had a track on that car and endangered that kid in that manner.
Yeah.
But she didn't care about that man, her husband's, or whoever her partner is at all. And so it's just it's levels on top of levels. So in the spirit of the internet, you about to lose your job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
And she's about to lose her
you make a great
freedom.
point about the authority dynamic, because some states have different age prerequisites, but almost all states are unanimous in this. If you're a school teacher, it's illegal for you to have sex or have any kind of inappropriate relationship with your.
Exactly like that. And people like that, we're like, oh, I can't lose my job. I can't lose my job. I can't lose my sweetheart. Losing your job should at least be your concern. And if I had my way, you should be losing your freedom for a while. All right, man, here my job. Peace out.